Let's talk about a couple current wrestlers. First off, from WB, The Miz. You got to respect the guy's longevity, and he's a
Yes.
classic snarky heel.
I think the world of him personally.
What makes him good?
What makes him good is the fact that he never stops wanting to be good. You give whatever they give him, whether it's chicken shit or chicken salad, he makes it chicken salad. And to have that kind of a run, and to think that he was really mistreated by several people whose name I won't mention at this time, when he come up with the way he came in, because that's just the way people were at that point in time in business. They don't get away with it anymore now, but to see him come all the way through this and enjoy this, and I think he decided that that he was going to make a career out of this, no matter how much he had to go through, humiliation wise.
On age, because you're speaking about him being bullied, correct?
Yes, terribly.
Well, how much do you think that had to do with Miz being a reality TV star? Was it tough for him to gain acceptance from the boys at first because of where he came from?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. He wasn't some super athlete with a super athletic background. He's just a guy that wanted to be a wrestler. But he pulled it off, and I'm telling you, they hand him the work that when you work there, they hand you your script or whatever it is, right? And he will rehearse it from 2:00 in the afternoon until he goes on air. He walks around. I see him in the hallway, talking to himself, applying, and then he'll go to his producer and say, "Can I change this to this?" I mean, he is a perfectionist, and that's why it's good.
No, I think his acting skills, which obviously is what translates to promo skills now, are really good. And the one thing about him, he's never really been a babyface. I think he tried about 10 years ago, but it didn't take. He's one of those guys that being a babyface just isn't going to work, correct?
Well, he's just a much better heel. He's learned how to be naturally. I think it's more acting because he's not an arrogant guy in real life. I think it's more about he's learned how to pull that character off. He's not in any way, shape, or form a prick, which is, to be a good heel, you have to have some prick in you, I think. But he's just, I'm proud of him, and once again, I can't say enough good about him. I'll tell the stories if we get feedback on this. I'd be glad to tell you how bad it was for him. But you know what? He persevered, and he's a better man for it.
Now, you mentioned he wasn't...
And laughing all the way to the bank.
Oh, big time. I mean, what a long career, and he's been middle or near the top of the card, so he's getting real money, no question.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned before he didn't come to WWE as this heralded athlete. He was a reality TV star. Yet, I think he's become a fairly athletic and competent worker. It's a lot of the basics. I'm not sure he ever has had a 5-star match. In fact, I know he hasn't, but he's credible.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know what his background was, but I don't know whether he was an athlete in high school or not. I've never asked him, but the reality show entrance was what the guys fed on. Several guys.
Now, he's doing a tag match with his wife, Maryse, and they've done a few angles together. That's at the Royal Rumble. As you can see, it's Edge and Beth Phoenix, who are also a married couple against Miz and Maryse. Is it a good idea to bring your real life onto TV with wrestling?
Well, let me tell you something. I love Beth and Edge. I talk to them all the time. And I think Beth looks incredible.
Yep, for sure.
As does Maryse.
Sure does.
But you have to remember, Beth was a great worker.
Yep.
Okay, so it's gonna be exciting, because whatever Maryse can or can't do, I can't remember seeing her that much. She's always been beautiful, but I can't remember her skill level. And you watch, they will find a way to make that a very entertaining and a very cool part of the Royal Rumble.